Good evening everyone. So here I'll be teaching you an alternate method how to generate a ROMs application grid using the grid builder. So what essentially grid builder is, it's a MATLAB toolbox generated by a team of guys, John Lewis, and this tool helps us to create a grid for ROMs application and also for swan coupling if you are intending to doing a CoWoS model. So first what we do is we open the MATLAB and then open the grid builder toolbox from it. I have already opened the grid builder toolbox, so I should be directly opening it. So as you can see, here is the grid builder setup and it's open on MATLAB 2014b. So in order to generate the grid, first you need to zoom into the region where you want to generate the grid. So click on the magnification icon, plus magnification icon, and just left click and drag. Select the region in which you want to zoom in. So I've zoomed in this region. So in order to create the grid, you don't have to do nothing. Just you have to select your left mouse arrow, left click on it, and then just drag and drop. It will automatically select the region. This is a grid. First thing first, in order to be able to use a grid builder, cosine and bathymetry, what you have to do is in the toolbox path, you have to keep these folders. One is the GSHG tar file, extracted form, and second is the GEPCO file for the region in which you want to create the mesh. For easier meshing, what I suggest to do is have a GEPCO file big enough, at least 2 times bigger than your actual mesh size, so that even if your meshing location and the GEPCO selection, bathymetry selection area are different, it can automatically adjust in itself. So I already have those two in my path. So what I'll do is I'll open this. I've selected the grid. Now I can select the number of cells in the x-axis and number of cells in the y-axis. For my case, I'll select suppose 300 cells in the x and for 300 cells in the y, so it will be a square grid. Once you have entered the values, click on done. It will automatically generate the final grid. Now once you zoom in, you will be able to view the finer mesh. In this sense, the mesh is very precise, so you are not able to view it. Now in order to have a 3D application, what I would suggest to do is on the Z coordinate, click on the drop down menu and select ROMs. Now the second task would be to insert the bathymetry and the coastline. Since we already have the GSHG location file exact for the entire region in our MATLAB toolbox, so as you can already see, the coastline has been plotted over here because it directly reads from its path. Whereas for bathymetry, what you can do is you can click on file, then go to import, then click on bathymetry data, then click on bathymetry data, and then click on the file, grid file of the bathymetry. I've already added it. So here I have the bathymetry. Now our next job would be to set up the grid parametrics in 3 dimension. So here you can have the number of vertical levels. For example, I say I want to have 20 vertical levels, so I'll keep it to 20. Now that's sophisticated and it has been set. Now what you can do is transform equation, so it is generally a factor used for 3D calculations. It can be either set 1 or 2, and the stretching calculation, it can be set either 1, 2, 3, and 4. So depending on your needs and depending on how you want your solution to look like and how ROMs would be calculating according to your desire, you have to select those two parameters. For me, 2 and 4 is pretty okay. For theta s and theta b, you can put it to any value. I can set it to suppose 10, and for theta b, I can set it to 6, and the critical depth I can set it to say 30 meters. So this should do our job pretty good. Now you see here the gradient error, and now you can see here is the orthogonality error is 0 since we are using a completely square mesh, but the gradient error is high, and the 3-dimensional Haney and grid stiffness error is also high. So for this, what we do is we can directly change the bathymetry of the region and can apply some smoothing so as to get an even parameter. Now since the minimum depth is set, you don't need to change it as it has already got from the bathymetry and the cosine file. What you can do is you can play with these filters, Shapiro filter, and choose a region where you want to apply your bathymetry. Say I want to have it up to 2500 meters, and then of the order of 2, 4, and I use fourth order interpolation, and it has done the smoothing. Then I can use a positive adjustment to get my grid matrix in current shape. Yeah, now it looks good. And you can play with other parameters as well. Now it will apply the smoothing. So first I'll apply smoothing in the 8th order as well. After it's done the smoothing, I'll again switch to like say positive adjustment. You can use negative adjustment as well, and that would be dependent on your needs. Now once you apply smoothing, since it's an iterative process, you must see these parameters changing. I can set the target value and like change it to zero point 0.5 as well, and then you will see the RS naught number will change to zero point 0.5 automatically after an update. Let me just run the smoothing first. Then I have the negative adjustment per se, and then I have applied the grid meshing number. Now this looks fine. Now this is the kind of error which is an iterative error, so you have to continuously mesh and mesh on, mesh on, mesh on, apply the smoothing, play with these parameters to see what goes right, what goes wrong, and then you can also play with these parameters as you if you want to see only the land region, land masking, or if you want to see the ocean masking or any other kind of masking, or you can just toggle over to any other specific region. You can also see where narrow channels are present in or not. If you want, you can remove these individually by placing over the cursor and modifying the mask. Do it any way you like. For example, I want to change it manually, so I'll just zoom in. I see the mask over here. I'll change the isolation type to none, and I want to improve my land, how my land looks. So again just I will zoom into my region. I'll again zoom into my region. These might be the inland lakes that ROMs that Grid Builder might have missed while calculating, so I'll mask them with my hand. You can see the masking is being applied in these regions. They might have shallower depth compared to the other land regions. Now, this is a technique known as manual masking. Now, this can be done pretty easily in the Grid Builder tool. Now you have to do it multiple times in order to get a better resolution. Now, this will directly convert it into a land mask. All these being are converted into land mask. You see now all the files have been converted to land mask. So what we will see is we will slightly zoom it out, and then we will do it. Also, you can play with other parameters. You can input your own coastline reference points, or you can also have a different format of the grid, rectangular grid if you don't want a rectangular grid, or if you want a free grid with a trapezoidal grid or a circular grid or a fixed grid that cannot be modified in future. You can all play with these parameters here. Also, you can change the coordinate type to spherical or Cartesian or any other form. Now help is provided over here, which you can use it very easily. Reference guide is also present here. Masking, different type of masking can be used. So this is pretty much it. Now our grade is almost ready. What you will do is first you need to save grade in a .mat format. So I'll just go to my file and say sample grade and just save it in a .mat format. The next job would be to create an output netcdf file for ROM's application. So I'll use sample underscore grade Now don't select the .NET, or even if you select it, just type it out. This is, and just push on the save button. Now if I go in my PC, I can see I have my sample grade in FCDF format as well as my sample grade in the grade format. Moving on to the grid builder file. This tutorial is almost done. Now if you want to further improve your masking and bathymetry, you can import it into the EasyGrid script and make your own modification. So that's it from my side. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial easily, and thanks for being with me. I hope it was easy to understand for you.